Cam, thank you so much for coming on. We timed that perfect. We got some lightning just as you came on the screen there. Brilliantly
well done.
Cam's here. Let me pause what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly, Clash of Boss. So I've had CamWOW in mind to ask on for ages, but there's such a big list of people, and you know, I always worried, Cam, that, you know, you live on the other side of the world, like proper, like we worked out 8 hours difference, and I wasn't sure we would ever be able to work out the timings, and then you know, you're just like, I'll move my lunch break around for you. I'll move heaven and earth in order to come on. So thank you so much, man. It's awesome. So
I appreciate the invitation. Yeah, I love watching your Mac reports. So this is fun to be on it.
Now you get to be on the other side, exactly. Right, so
Yeah.
We'll just get straight on with it, man. And we're going to start with the same questions that everyone gets asked right at the beginning. And it's kind of like our quick fire openers, okay? So, first things first, when did you start playing? Tell us about that.
So I started playing Clash of Clans in 2015, I think. I came over, I was a Clash Royale player first.
Ooh,
and I had a
okay.
whole bunch of my real life friends playing Clash Royale. And we all sort of, one or two people started playing Clash of Clans. So we all sort of migrated over, started playing Clash of Clans. They all migrated back to Royale, and I sort of stuck around in Clash. And I ran a war clan for a number of years by myself, old folks home. And then when I got into the competitive scene in 2019, that's when I sort of let go of the old grind war world and really latched onto the 5v5 competitive scene.
Yeah. Mate, so that's actually quite late compared to quite a lot of people that we talk to. Like coming from Clash Royale, not really helped. So I remember when Clash Royale came out, and I went and tried it out, and then got frustrated with the game, and then eventually it just sort of moved away from it. So that's quite interesting. It's a different way. Jim says, tell us about your experience with your mobile open team. Here, we'll get onto that. So we've got plans for that. Clash of Boss says I started in 2013 and still rubber. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. That's my problem, boss. Maybe coming to it new and fresh. Maybe that was the way to do it. Right, what is your favourite town hall, Cam?
Right now, I gotta say I really liked what was the end of Town Hall 13.
Yeah.
Where we were at the beginning of this year before the 14 drop. I was really pleased at the diversity, the quality, the mechanics. I thought it was a pretty well-rounded game. I feel like 14's on its way there. But yeah, if I could go back at any point in the gameplay right now, I'd probably go back to Max 13 and hang out there forever.
Oh, that's interesting, because quite a lot of people, I remember at the time, people became quite frustrated that it was a little bit unbalanced, but I remember I made a video about it basically saying it's actually pretty balanced because anything's viable, which is what the issue is. It's actually, do you know what I mean? It's getting that sort of thing. Heroes possibly a little bit too strong,
Yeah, I mean, like, look, when Dragon Riders were the thing, it was, you can build bases to defend your most common attack comp.
Yeah.
And 75% of the attacks are one thing. You build your bases to defend that. And then what we had is that those heroes who had really good super witch attackers or really good P.E.K.K.A. smashers, they were able to sort of sneak in higher hit rates because bases weren't built for them. I liked when it was a pretty even playing field when you go into a war and you can't necessarily predict what's going to come at you. 5 or 6 different comps are viable.
Yeah.
That's a really fun place to be in because you just can't build directly for it. You're going to take your best shot. You're going to try to bait. It gets more of a psychological head game.
Yeah, it's about knowing your opponents, almost what ATN do, isn't it? Knowing your opponents, building for their attacks. And
can I bait them into a queen charge? And then,
or looking at previous hits.
Juicy?
Yeah, looking at previous hits that they've done and then rebuilding that base, but defending against the strat that they used the last time. Remember someone doing that on Twitter? They posted their Supercell CWL day 1 hit, and the day 7 opposition built the exact same base and baited that hit and smashed them up. I can't remember who that was, but that was brilliant.
I remember that,
Pedro
and they fell for it. They fell for it hard. Yeah.
They went right for it. So yeah, it's quality. Okay, cool. What's your favourite strategy then? What is your or troop? You can do strategy, or you can just change this to like I like Valks for whatever reason.
Okay, so I'll take it both because
Do both. All right, cool, man.
I love the ground game. I love the P.E.K.K.A. smashes. I loved bowlers when they were viable before the town hall poison.
Yeah.
I loved smashing straight through the town hall with bowlers. I'm now back onto the ground game now that they've buffed super bowlers. So I run super bowlers right now as my primary comp, and I'm just absolutely loving being back in the ground game again. When you talk about favorite troop, though, I'll have to say hands down my favorite troop is a baby dragon. I try to squeeze a baby dragon into every comp I have. I think it's the best cost value dynamic troop to be able to help you funnel, really good cleanup troop.
Yeah.
It's everyone should have a baby dragon.
I'd love a plushie, baby dragon plushie. Supercell, if you're watching, me and Cam would like a baby dragon plushie, please. Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
There you go. Yeah,
yes,
there we go. Sorted. Supercell don't watch this, but you know. Well, they did once, and it actually shocked me. They popped in and stuck some eyes in the live stream, and I was like, what? Anyway.
Whoa. Hello.
I was like, hello.
Hey, cutie.
So, we've done that. I've lost my place. Right, where did your in-game name come from?
So,
or you can talk about Cam. You can. Cam was your in-game name as well, actually, isn't it? So yeah, both.
Yeah. So my real life name is Cameron. So the Cam comes from Cam. I would always played under the name Cam Dizzle, and that was my primary Clash of Clans account name.
Okay.
In my old life, in my old clan, I was a really good attacker, and there was lots of wows. And it just happened. I renamed one of my accounts to CamWOW, sort of as a play on the ShamWow.
Ah, right, okay.
Yep, and it really stuck. And then so I went into competitive. I used the CamWOW account as my main, competitive account, and the name stuck. So I've just sort of ran with it. Yep.
Ah, cool, man. I thought we were going to get some World of Warcraft revelation or something there, but no, not just because it's just like wow, like the actual like the
expression, yeah, like PogChamp, like wow.
Yeah, I've just played that for everyone. I need to get that, and this is why I need to get a Stream Deck so I can just play that. Right, okay. What we got next? So streaming. Your streams are different now. I don't catch many of your streams because your streams are about 7 a.m. for me, just as I'm getting up and going to work. But you don't tend to do war coverage as much. I do quite a lot of wars and all that. You tend to do playing and interaction with the audience, people coming by and doing lots of stuff like that. Was that like a deliberate intent, or is that just something that you just fell into?
So it's sort of it's two parts. So it was a product of the time that I stream. So I stream late at night in the US because that's when everybody's asleep in my house and I can have all my focus and time and attention. I got kids running around all day. I got a full-time job during the day. I have a wife, a house, kids, dogs.
Yeah.
So I have to sort of manage all those responsibilities. So I can't necessarily just sit down and do an hour and a half broadcast in the middle of the afternoon or in the morning when all the big wars. And I'm West Coast.
Yeah.
So, the really cool big wars are like first thing in the morning for me. So so it's sort of, I picked content that worked at the time slot that I was in. And we quickly came to realize that there was a gap. There's a gap in the Twitch land for that type of content. And people really grabbed onto it. It was sort of the end of the day. Everyone's sort of still playing Clash because we all play Clash all the time. But there was nothing else to watch. There was nothing else to do. People were either wrapping up their Legends hits or getting ready to do their new season Legend hits. And so we just sort of built on that, being the place to hang out at night when there's nothing else to do and sort of coalesce the whole theme of the stream around that. And, I look occasionally, if I can find a competitive war during that time, I'll do my best to cover it. But there's just, honestly, there's very few competitive wars happening at that hour.
And is Ronnie still like in every stream? This shows you how low I visit your streams. He's normally there whenever I catch him, but I haven't caught one in so long. Is Ronnie still in every stream with you, sort of hanging out?
No, Ronnie is not with us anymore. He left about 4 months ago.
Oh, flipping heck, 4 months! There you go.
So it's been a little while since you've been by.
Yeah, oh man, it definitely has. Because that was basically what you had, that really nice sort of dynamic going on there, where you actually always had. It felt like you were. I think when you came in as a viewer, you felt like you were joining in with like a clan. Do you know? Does that make sense? And
Yeah,
and joining in with
you're
like
joining
the
into
group
the
chat.
conversation.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
just
and
getting
Ron,
involved in that.
yeah, and Ronnie brought certain strengths to the stream, which I lacked. He's a really good, real. I mean, if he had cared to take it on, he would have been one of the best Clash broadcasters. Very dynamic, highly knowledgeable, entertaining. But he sort of got burned out in the whole streaming thing. I
Yeah,
wanted to go, and it was, it
yeah,
was
it's
too
pretty
much for
full
him.
on, isn't it?
So yeah,
Cool. Okay,
and
so
so yeah,
we've got the next one I've written down here is, what do you like about streaming and what's your biggest frustration? You've sort of moved into something about your frustration there a little bit, or like sometimes it can be very full on and quite time intensive. But I'm now putting words in your mouth. But what's your start with the biggest frustration, then let's finish on a positive. What do you like most? Go for it.
yeah. The biggest frustration with streaming is trying to keep it fresh, keeping it new, not be so stale. You find it to be very easy to fall into the routine
Yeah,
and sort of just keep doing what's working, but that gets boring and people get turned off on that after a certain point of time. So you got to constantly be imagining, inventing, bringing new things and ideas and trying them out and not being afraid to try them out. But it's frustrating trying to constantly work out new ideas and frustrating again when you bring those to the table and they sort of fail.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a creative process, but that seems to be the biggest challenge.
And
And
what's the best thing about it?
the best thing I love about streaming is the community, is being able to hang out with my friends every night. Well, long story short, I've my whole adult life I've had roommates and lots of interaction with my social circles. So entering into COVID really put a crimp on that.
Yeah,
Being home alone all the time, not being able to go do everything that I used to do with all the people I used to do it with. And so it's really been a nice place to go to get that social interaction that I crave.
sorry, just getting rid of Ancient God there. um, Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. I don't think I banned it properly. Oh well, I think I used the wrong command. Anyway, so how did you get? Someone's asked in the chat, and it's quite a good time to do it. How did you get into streaming? What made you start streaming? Was it the COVID sort of situation?
So it's a funny story. Yeah. So no, I mean, like COVID, we started COVID lockdowns early 2020, and I didn't start streaming until December 2020. Honestly, I didn't find Clash on Twitch until like late October of
Yeah,
2020. Never has sort of just avoided the whole stream scene. Just, I wasn't a big consumer of that content. And I somehow made my way onto Twitch, found Big Vale of all people, one of the first Clash streamers that I watched pretty regularly, and really enjoyed connecting with the community and that whole social side of me started really getting juiced. So I really liked it. I really liked it, and I was having a lot of good times meeting new people. And Twitch came out with an update that will let you broadcast directly from your phone. So
right.
I one day Ronnie and I were just hanging out on voice chat. I say, Ronnie, look at this. You can now broadcast your gameplay directly from your mobile device. And I was like, let's try it out. So I logged in, he logged in, we just did some clashing, and it was just good times. One person came in and talked to us, and that
Yeah.
was it. And then we tried it again. A couple days later, we tried it again. That was cool. And then it just sort of started becoming a routine. And then we just started coming on every day, just on my phone, putting him on speakerphone on Discord, really scuffed setup. But we started having more people come in, We were doing friendly wars every night already. That was sort of a thing we did every night. Friendly wars, back to back to back. So we just started broadcasting them. And it just sort of took off from there. And when it got sort of too big for the phone, we got a computer, and the rest was history.
And now you're sitting in your own studio.
Now I'm sitting in my own studio, yeah, with just all the equipments.
Started on a phone, is now just gone totally over the top. I love it. Brilliant, man.
Yep.
So, your Twitch partner, you hit 5K.
Yes.
What's the next goal? Where's next for CamWOW?
That's the funny thing is that I've never had any real goals. My goal was to always just, if we had people playing Clash with us, we were winning.
Yeah.
And so partner was never on the radar. Partner only came onto the radar like a month before we applied when the numbers started getting there. But it was, every 2 weeks we were almost doubling our viewership. And it was so rapid, it just sort of snuck up. And before I knew it, first stream in December 1st, I hit the 75 average viewership by March 11th, 3 months.
That's crazy, man.
Just
insane.
Yeah, just insane. So we never really had a goal there. 5K, I'm not a broadcaster. I'm not your typical Clash of Clans streamer. So even the creator program was never really a goal. 5K was another milestone in a series of milestones for streaming. We hit it. We've crushed it. 5,500 now. Next goal. My next goal, really, if I had to define something that I'm truly working on right now, it's to diversify my stream.
Okay.
I don't necessarily. I've been having a great time being a full-time Clash streamer. I wanted to stream more, so I've been trying to stream different things and trying different angles. So we sort of open up my streams now with a little bit more chatting, like a sort of a just chatting session. I try other games after Clash. I'm playing Back for Blood. I'm playing Marbles. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more than just a Clash of Clans stream.
And that seems fair enough.
Yep, and it's a challenge. It's like starting over, but we've done it once, and we're gonna just keep trying it again.
I think that's the truth. So the Clash of Clans community, who are all hanging out here just now, they are great, but they are quite they only like to watch Clash, quite a lot of them, eh? So if you move to a different game, I think Adam Carnage finds that as well. He streams other games and actually has like almost a different crowd or a much smaller crowd when he's doing that bit of it. People that watch Clash really like to watch Clash, and so that moving things around. So yeah, I think you've got the right idea where you've got like, as long as you've got that recognition that numbers are going to change, then you can then start building again.
Yeah, it's right expectations. So yeah, and I like to set it up. Yeah, I like to set it up. I get a little bit of Clash going first, and then transition to another game. I've got a core group of my community that follows me. They'll come and hang out with me, whatever I'm doing, and that's my core group of people. And then we use that base and go to another game, and then see if we can bring in some new eyeballs and get some new followers and meet some new people. And then those people come visit me on the Clash stream.
Yeah.
And so it builds on both sides of the fence.
Kind of works both ways. Yeah, that's cool, man. So, the best COC, the stream team that I am part of, which I'm quite exciting. I'm not part of stream teams. I didn't know what they were. So tell us about it. What was the intention behind it, and what's kind of like the future plans for it? What's the idea behind it?
Yeah, so I mean, the genesis of it was you very well know I'm not just a streamer in the community. I'm a big part of the community. I participate in as many streams as I can participate in. I donate and do sub donations to as many streamers as I can. I'm constantly in all the big streams. I'm constantly in all the little streams, meeting people, sort of just being very active in the community. So when we got partner and that perk opened up to be able to create stream teams, my first thought in looking at what that model was, well, this is another way that I can reach out to other Clash streamers and help build within their communities. If we all expose each other to ourselves, some of your people get familiar with me, some of my people get familiar with you. We both can get new eyeballs on us. Discoverability is a big thing on Twitch, and it's very hard to get discovered. So every tool that we can use to help ourselves and each other get discovered is what I'm I'm utilizing.
That's cool, man. I love it. And I was keen for someone to create a stream team, a Clash of Clans content creators stream team for like the longest time. So it's so cool that someone's done it. It's really good. You're getting loads of love in the chat. Mystery saying Cam's the reason. Mystery's the reason Mystery says Cam's the reason I started streaming. Mystery, I thought it was me, but no, fair enough. Cam deserves an award for what he does in and around the community, says Jim Short. Yeah, Cam is my hero, and I owe my future success to him once I start streaming. All right, Jim, you've put a lot of pressure on him there. That's a
wow, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. E created my very first emote, the one I just posted in chat.
Nice.
I met him on Big Vale's stream, and when I first started streaming, he's like, "Hey, I made this for you. I don't know if you like it, but I made it for you. Here you go." And we still have it active as one of my emotes.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. Mystery is a legend. He helped me out for the first season of Family Feud. I threw so many. He offered to help out with graphics, and I bit his hand off, and I threw so many requests at him, and I think he stopped replying to me after a while. But he's brilliant. He does loads, and I love his music stuff and all that sort of stuff.
Yes,
anyway,
yes.
He's uses music on all my videos. Yeah. What have we got next? I've lost my place again. Oh man, I'm all over the place. Florida Man, hello, welcome to the stream. You're not even a graphic designer. I know, Mystery, but you're good at it. It's fine. Let's talk about the Halloween update. How are you liking Halloween update? I mean, you already talked about Super Bowlers, so was that kind of like the big thing from the fall update that you?
For me, that was the big thing that I took away from it. So, I'm streaming Clash of Clans every single day, and I'm doing community-based events. We were seeing before the update, that 75-80% Dragon Rider attacks. It was getting very stale. I was getting so tired of in charge Dragon Riders. Here we go again. Really disinterested in even watching some of those attacks. So so it was really nice to see. It was really nice to see more balance now. Hybrid is back in the game in a big way. Lalo's back. People, now that Dragon Riders weren't as juicy, everyone's kind of gone back to troop comps that they used to play. So your Lalo players who were Dragon Ridering are now doing Lalo again, and your hybrids are again, and your ground gamers are again. So it's really nice when you go in there to see a very good mix of attacks.
Yeah. And the Super Bowlers, do you think they need any adjustments at all? Are you happy with the balance on them? Because I haven't played around that much with them, but I was kind of a little bit underwhelmed. And I don't know, I felt that like the super ability was a little bit sort of slightly unimaginative. I think they look awesome, but we've got 3 bouncies instead of 2. It's like, oh, okay, nothing, like no fire, no electricity or anything. It's just like,
I equate them mostly to the super witches compared to the regular witches. They were a very beefy version. Look, super bowlers, the amount of DPS that comes out on a Town Hall 14 base now is so high. Regular bowlers
they just melt, don't they?
They just melt. They just fall apart. They're so thin. So the fact that these super bowlers are so tanky, that's the real value in the super bowler. The triple bounce is actually quite incredible when you get them positioned in the right way. I've had them take out town halls over two wall segments before. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So you can get that extended range and you can really capitalize it with the right pathing. But again, the tankiness, their ability to be able to take some scatter shots to the face is what makes them totally viable right now. Because again, remember, it's not really finishing the attack with your super bowlers. Super bowler's job is to get 75% of the base out, and then you got to clean up with your RC and queen at the end.
Yeah.
And that's a really successful super bowler attack. So getting them in and using that triple bounce under rage, extending the reach of that attack, clearing everything, getting them in the core and clearing everything around the edges of the core leaves a very clean cleanup at the end. If you do it right.
Nice, okay.
Yep.
Happy days. So, what about the Halloween challenge that they put out? Past few months, we've had challenges that have gone on, like, here's a world's base. So they started off with, when they put challenges in, they were very sort of like quite jokey, different ones, sort of novelty bases, and now we went to like now recreate this attack sort of thing. Now we're gone back for Halloween to a more novelty side of things. Is that a good thing? Do you like that?
Okay, I mean they both have their benefits. Like, similar to like the Goblin map. It's kind of neat to do something that's different from your everyday Clash. So when the events come around, which they only come around occasionally, and it's not one of the true maps. Do this regular war base with a regular war comp.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting because it's a different flavor of the whole game. You know, having to deal with 20 Teslas or something just crazy like that. It's something you don't see every day. So it helps stoke some imagination in the gameplay, and helps it to keep it from being not stale.
yeah.
So I like that about the quaint types of events. I really do love what they did about bringing competitive type attacking to the masses. Because we have to remind ourselves, 100% of what we do in Clash at my level is competitive play. There is a whole larger population of the community that doesn't ever do what we do.
Yeah.
So being able to expose them to a world's level base and a world's level attack comp and showing them, hey, give this a shot. Can you do it? That unlocks some things for some people. Some people might move into the competitive scene because of that event. And that's all we can hope for, is we want to bring more people from the casual side over the competitive side. And there are wonderful players in the casual side that just haven't broken over. And we want to, if things like those challenges, do it.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is what you said earlier on about streaming and not getting stale and stuck in the same thing. I think, like, if they had come up with a third or fourth month, I can't remember, on 3 or 4 months of another Worlds base, you might see a bit of a drop off in the amount of people doing it. Whereas, this is something totally different and new. It's Halloween, let's do something totally different. I like that they've sort of mixed around with that. I imagine next month, or definitely in December, we'll see another Worlds sort of base for the Worlds final to celebrate that. So I think I quite like how creative Clash has been. It's like someone's just released, maybe not recently, but just maybe in the past year, has just released some sort of like restrictions on the creative team, and they've just kind of gone a little bit crazy. I think whereas previously they would go, oh, we're not sure about that might break the game. Now they're just kind of like, let's see what happens. Let's just give it a go.
Yeah. If you think all the way back to when Town Hall 11 was the max Town Hall, and then 12, there sort of was a creative breakthrough, perhaps a refocusing of staff, a refocus of their priorities. Builder base was sort of a distraction, I feel. They didn't need to put the resources into that. Now it feels like resources are being put into the game itself.
Yeah.
The dynamics that they're doing with the new town halls, with the super troops, they've created a very engaging game at the top end now.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. So what about the Royal Ghost then? I'll be honest, when I saw the little, because they did something different this time, where they teased they sort of brought the update, they teased everything, and it said coming soon, and there was a little picture of the Royal Ghost, and I was like, no way, man! Like, the weekend before Worlds, and they're bringing out the Royal Ghost. Is it fun to see it back? It's been banned in pretty much most competitions. Have taken the lead from Worlds and have banned it. It was banned in Worlds as well. Competitions we've seen really sort of like 15-star all wars. They're like sort of proving they're quite broken.
They're broken, yeah.
Yeah. Happy to see them back, or nice that they're back just for a wee while? Is a bit of difference.
Look, it goes to the same thing. And I even said way earlier about, you got to keep the stream fresh, because you got to keep the viewership engaged. And that goes to the game too. You got to keep the game feeling fresh, because after an update comes out, people get maxed out, and then they sort of get bored with the game and they play less. So you got to keep doing things that make the game a little bit different. I don't like the Royal Ghost because I think they are too powerful. It's imbalanced. It really, like, look, I'm sitting in my streams now, and all I'm watching are Royal Ghost attacks.
Yeah.
And I gotta ban them for the night. And I gotta say, okay, no Royal Ghost, guys. Anything but Royal Ghosts, go.
Yeah.
Because it's just they're just broken in that kind of way. I'm really glad that the leagues have all jumped on, and I hope that we get some more that we get some more firm rules in a lot of the leagues about special troops. I would like to see all special troops always be banned, and that just be a policy of league play.
Yeah. So when the Ice Wizards came out and stuff like that, you mean?
Yeah, none of this case by case. Party wizards weren't very exciting to use, and Royal Ghosts are way overbalanced from party wizards that were the last troop that came out. So
yeah.
A blanket ban in the competitive scene would be great. They make for a lot of fun, especially in Legends, because now suddenly everyone's rocking, they're killing it, and they're also getting just tore up on their defenses.
Everyone's getting perfect days.
Yeah, it's sort of fun to see that. But again, the competitive wars, the 15-15s, everyone 3 or 4 comps being Royal Ghosts with bats. It's another rinse and repeat of the Dragon Rider situation. It's too much. It's too much on one side of the pendulum.
I suppose the difference from the Dragon Riders is at least we know that this isn't forever. This isn't permanent.
Yeah.
But like you say, for the majority of people who aren't on this 5v5 scene, they spin in regular farm wars. Their wars are just crazy at the moment, and everything's sort of swung. And that's Game and Gold Geese are saying they've forced me to change your war base. Exactly. Because suddenly you've got this just a total imbalance just sort of thrown into the game.
If the competitive scene makes up 1% of the total Clash population, that other 99% is having the time of their life with the Royal Ghosts right now. Time of their lives right now. They are tripling like they've never tripled. It's great. And we have to constantly remind ourselves we aren't the only players in the game.
Yeah.
That there is that whole swath of everybody else that deserves things to make the game more interesting for them as well as us. Yeah,
no, that makes sense. So, the other thing that was slipped in at the last update as well was just a slight tweak into the clan games. How have you found that? There's been some mixed opinions in my stream. Are you enjoying the new sort of format of the clan games? Have you even noticed?
I haven't. You know what? I'm looking at my account right now. Actually, I did do a clan game. I'm not sure where I did this clan game at, which is I'm gonna have to figure that out later. But look, I read about it. It looks a little bit easier. It requires a little bit less to get each event done, and the point values are a little bit smaller. It was a drain. It was a drain having to get 8 town halls or 500 walls destroyed. That can be a grind, and when you're spending 30 minutes just to complete one clan game challenge, and you don't have a ton of time to play, play the game itself like that, it was tough to do. I found myself, at least the last year, doing just enough to get the rewards, and that was it.
Yeah.
Get 1 or 2 challenges done, get the rewards, and be done with it.
So it's interesting. So I've found that I had a system with clan games, and it was the only time I ever used builder base. So I would go to clan games, little caravan, find the builder base challenge, then go and do that. And in between your legends hits, you could smash out loads of points. And it was a bit of a grind, but that seems to have changed. There aren't as many. Either it was my clan had all used all the builder base ones, or there's a lot less builder base challenges there. And so my whole way of operating is completely ruined. I can't handle it. So it's not worked out very well for me. But like people were saying, so there's super troop challenges in there that are worth 1,500, and that's awesome. So it has taken me a little bit of time to sort of adjust. But yeah, builder base only for exactly Florida Man. That's the only time. Builder base is good for gem mine, 6 builder, and clan games. That's why it exists. That's exactly the point. That's why they can't ever ruin it. They can't ever get rid of it. It has to stay in.
Yeah. Yep. I just hope they don't put too many resources to building it up, because it's just not a viable gameplay.
Yeah, really. Exactly. It's a bit disappointing, because I remember being really excited when it first came out, but I think I kind of get the impression that possibly Clash Mini is kind of where they wanted to go with Builder Base, or when maybe they had an original concept of. If you remember the advert for Builder Base, it was like the hog rider and barbarian playing on a chessboard. And I kind of think that's where Clash Mini's gone. And I don't know if that picture inspired it or if this was an idea before and they couldn't make it work, but they created it as a separate game, which I think is a good thing, because that for me was always the thing. Was like, this is good, but it's a totally different game, and I'm not really sure about it. And they've tried to make it relevant, haven't they? But
yeah, they keep trying to drag us in with clan games and stuff. But
yeah,
but yeah, you're right. There's only 2 out of the 12 on my list right now for the Builder, and that's the only time I play Builder is clan games.
Yeah, exactly. Clan games for Builder Base. That's all it's for. Right. Okay. So pro playing. That's one I've got on next. So we talked about pro playing at the moment. People are mentioning your guys' performance in NA Mobile Open. So what team you are with just now, and how are you enjoying it all just now?
Yeah, so I'm playing the North America Mobile Open with Team Coruscant. And if you're not familiar with what that name is, it's a Star Wars reference.
Yep.
It's a planet in it's a planet in the Star Wars universe. So anybody out there who's like, what? Croissant? No, it's not croissant, it's Coruscant. And it's a planet in the Star Wars world. So go Google it. But my team is derived of Realm of Terror players. So Mara, Bergie. Bergie joined into Realm of Terrors just before Mobile Open, coming over from Baby Shark. And we had Soham and Tuoth and Kevin. So we sort of put together this NA team for Mobile Open from the Realm of Terror group.
Yeah.
First Mobile Open, we had just decided this was our getting our feet wet. Let's see how we play together. Let's see how they hadn't ever really done Mobile Open. I've been playing Mobile Open since season 3. So I've got a lot of experience in Mobile Open. So I sort of guided them through that first Mobile Open, and we did okay. We had fun. And then the second Mobile Open, we doubled down our efforts. We said, this is where we're going to make our run. And we added Soham to the team. We really focused on bases, our attacks, and it all clicked. Yeah. We squeaked in to the play-ins. We did really well in the play-ins, and now we've been doing very well in the Challenge Series. We have got 2 matches this Thursday, and we need to win one of them. I think if we win one, we should qualify for the finals. So it's awesome. Volume 0 and happy endings, and our fingers are crossed that we can take one of them down.
Nice. So you only have to beat one of them?
I think we only need to beat one.
Oh, nice. That's a nice position to be in.
Yeah. We're 3-2 right now with 2 matches left.
And so is the sort of the idea looking forward, like thinking Worlds in 2022, or because that's not North America sort of focused, will that be a different sort of team makeup?
Yeah,
or have you not thought that far ahead?
Yeah, well, A haven't really thought that far ahead. B, Worlds is dominated by the international scene. So, putting things into perspective, NA as a whole doesn't have a great opportunity to do well in Worlds because there is just so many more better international teams. And that's the reality. North America has really good players and some really good teams, but not in the way that you can look at Germany, Europe, even the Asian teams.
Yeah.
So there's just sort of that. So we play Worlds for the experience, for the opportunity to participate, because it is competitive, because it is Supercell ranked, because there's always a chance. It's a 5v5. There's always a chance you can beat a Tribe Gaming. But but we just don't. I don't expect, in the current iteration that's really a focus of being a Worlds level team. We are having a really good time doing very well in NA, and we hope to continue to do well in other community focused leagues. And perhaps, if Supercell, we didn't get into Clash Masters this time, but maybe we'll try it again the next time they run it.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah.
No, that seems like a sensible approach, and not focusing too much on too far ahead. I like that. So the reason I mentioned Worlds is that we've got the Last Chance Qualifier coming up soon. Now I've got a wee graphic, which is far too small to read, But it's mainly to help me, so I don't know if you can pick that up. So Tribe are in the wrong place. So this graphic came out. Matt have sent me this. Now, Tribe have now switched with their October performance. They're going to take on Carnage Gaming right down the bottom where it says Seed 6. And then Penta are going to slot in next to Aphelion. So I thought what we'd do is a little bit of fun. Snailbot, thank you for the raid, man. I thought we'd do is a little bit of fun is will we pick a winner from each match and see what we think. And I mean, do you think let's see where we've got train station going all the way. So let's start. We'll start at the top. So match 1 there, Aphelion that's going to be up against Penta. What are you thinking for that?
Ooh, that's tough. Aphelion has been looking really good lately. But Penta's tried and true. I would take Penta over Aphelion.
Okay.
Like a 14-13 win.
Thank you for all the follows, guys. I would see that's interesting. So they're both Penta and Aphelion. It's Aphelion Ninja. They're both quite sort of like inconsistent. Is probably the best way to put it. A little bit erratic. Sometimes they can be totally on it, and other times they can just sort of like it can all kind of fall apart a little bit. I would have edged Aphelion on that one, but so that's interesting. We've got a split decision already.
All right.
So let's go across, and we'll go to match 2. They've got numbers on them, so let's go with the numbers. Tori versus QSFN. What do you think about that one? QSFN, who were potentially, some would say, robbed of the golden ticket against Tori, who got in due to NY Amazing being banned from the competition months after it happening. So, I mean, I might have tried to wait your thought process there a little bit, but what do you think out of those two? That's going to be an interesting match.
QSFN all the way. I think they're the more consistent team. I haven't seen a lot from Tortilla, right?
Torilla Tavatan. Oh man, I can't say it.
Torilla. Oh,
Tori. That's why I go Tori. Yeah.
Tori. Yeah. So I haven't seen a ton from them. So I would go with QSFN.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. I love Tori. Usfi hangs out in chat all the time. They've got some awesome players. But QSFN, man, I think today in Clash Masters they were smashing it once again. It's just they're brilliant. Mystery says Tori OP on their day. This is true. I mean, that's exactly what Cam was talking about. Every team can pull off a win. Right, so let's jump up to match 3. And we've got MCS versus the winner of Aphelion versus Penta. Now, you went Penta and I went Aphelion. Let's stick with Penta. Who do you think, MCS or?
I would take MCS over either of those two teams.
Yes. So with that, that's why I wasn't fussed when we put in there, because I think MCS. I think it's once again it's on their day. It does, like, there is that caveat of they need to be on their day, but they won the EU Mobile Open. They've had some nice performances, but MCS have also had some absolute shockers. But Hybrid's back, isn't it? So
in a big way, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of their thing. Right, okay, so match 4, I think we're both agreed, MCS versus QSFN. So who are we giving the wildcard ticket to? That is a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I think I would.
That really comes down to any given Sunday. Either two of those two teams.
I think I would edge QSFN, but I mean, I'm happy to be wrong. I love both of those teams.
Yeah, I think I might have to agree with you. I love MCES.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I love this. I love
the Tide Star defense win on QSFN.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. I think so.
Could be that close.
MCS, you see, like you know, you're going to get just different hits. Like they were forced on Hybrid before Hybrid was back. Skelly donuts, all that sort of, like just the variety of attacks that you come up with. You get some real interesting hits coming from MCS. I don't know. Right, okay. So let's go to day 2. So the second day, the Sunday of the weekend, we've got match 5 down the bottom there. The American team, Train Station Gaming, who beat Lost Meta and Space Station. I mean, that slot, that's designed for Space Station, wasn't it? Like, when they came up with this, that was where they thought, that's where Space Station will get in if they don't get into the monthly qualifiers. against Repotted Gaming. Repotted Gaming, who came fourth in the Queso Cup, and because everyone ahead of them already had tickets, that's where they came in for as well. So who do you think out of those two?
I'm gonna pick Train Station. I'm gonna just go with a homer and put it
Fair
behind
enough.
the NA team. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. See, now because of when Train Station tend to play, I've not really seen much of them at all. Repotted, I know, are on form, like probably got the more recent form. But I'll go with Train Station. I'm okay with that. Right, let's jump down to number 6. We've got Carnage versus Tribe. Chase, you're right. RPG are really good. But
Carnage versus Tribe.
So Carnage from July, I think, off the top of my head. And to be honest, I haven't seen Carnage Gaming, formerly Marshall's Kiss. I haven't seen them since that, to be honest. They've been in and around, but not really sort of making any headlines. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with Tribe. Just on the consistency.
Gaming Cookies are saying Carnage is on fire, because so maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd go Tribe. Lion King, it is Tribe. The graphic is wrong because Tribe won the October pre-qualifier, so they get to move forward. So it's okay, Lion King, don't panic. Right, okay, match number 7. So what did we say? We said Tribe, didn't we? I think the silver ticket winner from last month, we've got it back, haven't we? We got it back, Tribe. Because of the form, like they've literally just shown the form. So 11 original versus Train Station is what we're putting in there in match 7. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the edge to probably 11 original, but Train Station, they're if they're on, and they're on in a big way.
Yeah.
So it's gonna really come down to how well is the team vibing when they reach that stage, and if they're feeling good and they're looking good and they're communicating well, Train Station could absolutely take out 11 original.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. So let's take Train Station all the way. I'm okay with this.
Okay, let's take them all the way.
Let's move Train Station up. So match 8, we're saying Tribe versus Train Station Gaming. Who's getting the second silver ticket or second wildcard slot, whatever you want to call it? Who's getting the Tribe? Yep.
Yeah.
So we said Germans. QSFN QSFN and Tribe into the World's Finals. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, those are the two last chance winners. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the MCS as a close potential beating QS, we don't know about that one, but yeah. Cool. Yeah. I like that, man. That was a bit of fun. I enjoyed that. Jack's like, what even is this?
We'll see what happens.
So Jack, this is the last chance qualifier. We've just done some predictions based purely off opinion. You know, because how else would you make predictions? That's awesome. I think we're on viewers' questions now, Cam. Let me just double check my notes. There was loads. Oh, I got a couple here already. So, what do you love about the game? What is why do you keep coming back to Clash of Clans? And while you're thinking about the answer to that, guys, start putting questions in the chat, and then we'll be able to read them, because I saw some earlier on, but there's no way I'm remembering them. Go for it, Cam.
Yeah. What do I love the most about the game is playing with the people that I play with.
Yeah,
it's what keeps me coming back. I can't say enough about my Mobile Open team and how wonderful they are, both as people and as players. I look forward to getting on Discord with them. I look forward to logging in and practicing and playing with them. So that's what keeps me coming back.
I like that. It's cool. I think the clan system is without a doubt and Clan Wars, to be fair as well, is the best thing that Clash of Clans had. And I know they added it years ago, but you see very similar games to this, and they don't have that community aspect to it, and they die off, and you just don't stick with it. And that is...
Yep.
Yeah. Right, okay, we've got... I saw one there. What's your most hated troop from Clash of Boss? That's an interesting one. What troop do you hate the most? And you're not allowed to say Royal Ghost. What's your most
Oh,
hated
what troop? What troop
normal
do I
troop?
hate the most? I hate Valks. I think Valks are absolutely worthless troops.
Oh,
Just, I never use Valks for anything. Every time I put them in something, they're just a waste of space. Uh, get out of here with they could delete Valks and I would never miss them.
to be fair, yeah, that is a fair point. You could remove them from the game and no one would notice. I love
Yeah.
Valks though. I used to love them at Town Hall 9, Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 9 when they would just run through a base. But yeah, yeah, it's rubbish. But
Well, yeah, but that's Town Hall 9. That was so long ago. And
exactly.
there's no relevancy for them in any of the higher. So even the super version of them isn't that great. The rage that they spawn is kind of cool, but they're expensive to hold.
Yeah.
To just add a rage on death. So
and it's actually quite a small circumference as well. It's not even a proper rage.
It's a tiny rage. It's a little bubble rage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need attention. They need to be reworked.
Yeah, I like that as a thing. Any wacky ideas for changes that you'd make to the game? Is there something? So, and this is purely come out of last week. Sir Moose just went off the charts in terms of, like, he was talking about, wouldn't it be amazing? And this is a terrible idea, and I diplomatically told him this. And he said, wouldn't it be amazing if you could take your Gigabomb from the top of your town hall and put it anywhere on the map? And I was like, no.
Yikes.
Have you got any things that you're like, I would love to see this in the game, or anything like that?
I would like to see more traps. I think the game is the most interesting because of trap placement.
Okay, yeah,
and I think you can do more to make the game more make watching attacks more interesting if you can do a little bit more to trip up the attack. And the best way to trip up any attack is with the traps, which you can't see.
So do you mean more of the traps we've got, or do you mean more like new traps, like a totally new mechanic?
It could be inventing a new trap. I think the tornado trap was a wonderful idea. I'm adding another dynamic to the game.
Yeah.
We could speculate all day long about what traps to add. But at the end of the day, if they did more trapping, I think we would get a really diverse defensive output from it. We'd see less triples, obviously, if there was more that builders could do to trip up bases.
Mr. E says defensive bricks, rubber bricks. or explosive bricks. So explosive wall pieces. Yeah. Okay. Maybe, Mr. E, maybe. What about so we know Town Hall 15 will come eventually. They've ran out of building space though, haven't they? So what are we thinking for, like, how are they going to add more buildings and all that sort of stuff with defenses? Have you seen the ideas they've had?
Yeah, so Darian had made a comment. He made a comment that until they get to 100 defensive buildings, that they didn't plan on expanding the map size, I think it was.
Yeah.
So we're really close to that. I think it's 98 buildings or something like that.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But when they extended the range of the map and gave you 3 tiles on the perimeter, that sets up the overall map to have the usable area increased by a tile. So perhaps we might see that coming with Town Hall 15 if they add new defensive buildings and really kind of hit those what seems like their own development goals. There's probably a good chance that we can see the map get a little bit bigger. And 1 tile is all we need to be able to do a whole lot more with that base.
Cool. Yeah, no, I like that. Lankin thinks we're already on 100 buildings, but we could be, man. We could be. There's 100 total buildings. Look at all the Clash Geeks coming out. You guys are legends. Okay, Letnan's asking an interesting question. What's your favourite position to play Clash? Do you have a routine of where you do a war hit from?
Oh God, so I said at the beginning of the stream, I have a full-time job, a wife, kids, a house, dogs, all those things exist, and all those things don't stop for Clash. So sometimes I'm doing mobile open in the kitchen. I'm cooking dinner on the stove. I got the phone propped up. I'm scouting the base as I'm stirring up taco meat or something, you know. But that's not uncommon.
So
Whenever I can, I'll sit down here in the studio and play here on the iPad. But a lot of the time, because things are during the day and life doesn't stop, I'm on the go. Whether it's, you know, running the kids down to school, coming back, then getting ready for a war. I try to get as much as I scheduled while they're at school. Thank goodness they're back at school. But yeah, it's just wherever I can conveniently get the attacks done is where I'm going to do them.
So Dork has asked where I was going with this one. Remember the debate that was, I think it was raging on Twitter for a while. Phone or iPad? Which do you prefer? I think you were sort of hinting there. iPad's your preferred?
I have been a phone clasher my entire Clash career.
Okay.
I only started playing on an iPad for the stream. I only play on the iPad for my stream. I do very little competitive hits off the iPad. I'm very comfortable on the phone and will continue to use the phone as my primary device. I think until maybe I get a big iPad Pro, but
well, that was always the thing for me. That was I think around about Town Hall 9 when you started having to do queen charges or queen walks, as they were at Town Hall 9. The phone wasn't big enough for me, and I went out and got a tablet specifically to play Clash of Clans on. And that was why, because I needed more space. And my big fat sausage fingers couldn't handle it.
I wonder if we're missing an opportunity to ask that question. When we ask, are you a phone or a tablet player? The next follow-up question be, do you like to queen charge or not? And I wonder if that helps create the difference, because I never queen charge. That's not something I enjoy doing. I don't ever do it. So I've never felt that you have felt with the space on the phone. So
yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, that's a fair point. That could be. I mean, I don't queen charge anymore. It's too difficult. I'm rubbish with queen charges. I might lose my queen too much. I'm much more spam hit. But yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yep.
When you both get to my age, you will use iPad exclusively, says Game and Go Geezer. Bernal does queen charges on his phone, says Japanese guy. Oh, well, there we go. Have you ever sneaked an attack in at work?
Oh, who hasn't?
I mean, I don't like. Obviously, yes. That's not even really a question.
I'm technically at work right now, and we're doing this interview.
Right, you're a legend for doing this.
Yeah, I mean, look. When I go back into the office, if I've got a middle of the day war while I'm at work, you bet your ass I'm going to go into the loo and sit down for a few minutes and get an attack in.
Happy days. Lion asks, what's your family think about Clash and do they like the game? Does your family kids, do they know it? Do they recognize it?
My youngest plays a little bit of Clash now. He's 6 and he's started playing his little Town Hall 3. And he plays it a little bit, especially when I sit down with him. My wife hated Clash of Clans, until Clash of Clans started bringing a little bit of money in. And then she was a little bit more okay with it. She really likes the streaming that I do, and that's sort of taken the heat off of Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Now that it's sort of what I do for the streaming, and I've brought in some nice checks from Mobile Open in the last 2 years. So she's really enjoyed seeing that. So that's sort of taken the pressure off.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. Now he's not in tonight, but there's a guy, and I cannot remember his name now, annoyingly, but he normally comes in every time and asks, what's your favourite flavour of cheese? Or favourite type of cheese? So that is the question that we're going to finish on. What is your favourite type of cheese, CamWOW?
My favourite cheese is mozzarella. I like mozzarella sticks. I love mozzarella on my pizza. I can eat string cheese, mozzarella. Mozzarella, baby. Let's go.
Mozzarella, like it. That's a good answer. That's a strong answer. It was very definite. And I think he'll like that when he watches this back. It's good. And look, everyone's agreeing. Everyone's just like mozzarella OP. There we go. People are loving it. Cam, thank you so much for coming on. This was a last minute. So I messaged Cam on Sunday, pretty sure, maybe Saturday, and said, do you want to come in on Monday? And he was like, I'm at work. I was like, okay, didn't worry about it. He's like, I could do it during my lunch. And then I screwed up the times. It's all been a disaster. I thought it was happening the time we started at. Cam thought it was starting, and Cam wrote
an hour earlier.
To be fair, Cam wrote down the time an hour earlier, and I just didn't read it properly. So thank you so much, man. I'm a
Thank you for having me.
Mate, it's been awesome.
No worries.
It's
I
been,
appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.